The bell above the diner door jingled softly as Lily pushed her wheelchair inside, the sound almost apologetic, like it knew she didn't want attention. She was 17, small-framed, with a crooked smile that had learned to apologize before speaking, and hands that trembled just enough to betray how hard life had already been on her. Her leg brace clicked faintly with every movement, metal against metal, as she rolled herself toward an empty booth by the window. The same booth she always chose because it made her feel like part of the outside world instead of trapped behind glass. The diner smelled of coffee and fried onions, warmth and comfort for most people, but for Lily it was courage. She had promised herself she wouldn't hide anymore. Not today. She ordered a grilled cheese and a soda, counting the coins in her palm twice before placing them on the table, whispering "thank you" to the waitress as if she were afraid gratitude might cost extra. That was when the laughter started, loud, sharp, cruel. 3 teenagers in Letterman jackets lounged at the counter, their voices cutting through the diner like broken glass. One of them noticed her brace first. Another noticed the wheelchair. The third noticed how alone she was. Bullies don't hunt strength, they hunt silence. One of them walked over, blocking the light from the window, smirking as he tapped her metal brace with his boot. "Nice robot leg," he laughed, loud enough for the entire diner to hear. Lily's face burned. She looked down, praying invisibility was still possible. When she didn't respond, another slapped the side of her head, not hard enough to leave a mark, but hard enough to steal dignity. The sound echoed. The diner froze. Forks stopped mid-air. Coffee cups hovered. No one moved. No one spoke. Lily's soda tipped over, fizz spreading across the table, like her courage draining away. "Oops," the bully mocked. "Guess she can't even hold a drink." A second slap followed, sharper this time, snapping her head sideways. Tears welled, not from pain, but from the familiar realization that the world still allowed this. The waitress hesitated. A man in a suit looked away. A mother covered her child's eyes instead of stopping the crime. Lily whispered, "Please," barely audible, but that was enough to make them laugh harder. When they finally left, satisfied with the damage they couldn't see, Lily sat shaking, hands clenched, trying not to cry because she had learned tears only entertained monsters. She didn't know that outside engines were already rumbling. She didn't know that karma sometimes wears leather jackets and rides on 2 wheels. And she didn't know that in less than an hour, the silence that betrayed her would be shattered in a way no one inside that diner would ever forget. If this moment already touched your heart, subscribe now. Because stories like this don't just entertain. They remind us who we're supposed to be. The sound came first, not music, not chaos, but power, low, thunderous, rolling through the parking lot like a warning from the earth itself. One by one, motorcycles pulled in, then dozens, chrome flashing, engines growling in unison, the diner windows rattling as if the building itself sensed judgment approaching. The door opened and the bell rang again, but this time it wasn't apologetic, it was afraid. Leather jackets filled the doorway, men and women, old scars, hard eyes, gentle hands. At the front was a massive biker with a grey beard, and a vest stitched with a single word, "Protect." His eyes scanned the diner, until they found Lily, her tear-streaked face, the spilled soda, the untouched grilled cheese. He walked toward her slowly, kneeling so his eyes were level with hers. "Kid," he said softly, his voice like gravel wrapped in velvet. "Did someone hurt you?" Lily hesitated, then nodded. The room held its breath. The biker stood, turned, and faced the bullies who had just returned, confident, laughing, until they realized every biker in the room was now standing between them and the door. The leader stepped forward, trying to laugh it off. It was just a joke. Silence answered him. Then the grey-bearded biker spoke. "A joke makes people laugh. What you did made her bleed inside." He didn't touch them. None of the bikers did. They didn't need to. They surrounded them with truth, with witnesses, with consequences. Phones came out. Police were called. Statements were given. The bullies' confidence collapsed under the weight of being seen. When officers arrived, the bikers stepped back, respectful, controlled, powerful in restraint. Before leaving, the biker returned to Lily and placed a patch on the table, a small shield stitched in gold. "You're not alone anymore," he said. The diner erupted, not in cheers, but in shame-filled applause, the sound of people realizing too late who they should have been. Lily smiled through tears, holding the patch like armor. That night the story went viral, not because of violence, but because strangers chose protection over fear, because strength stood up for vulnerability, because sometimes angels ride motorcycles. And if this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you to be braver tomorrow, subscribe to this channel now. These stories matter. These moments matter. You matter. The diner never forgot that hour, because time itself seemed to slow when the bikers stayed longer than expected, not to intimidate, but to restore what had been broken. One by one they sat in booths, ordered coffee, tipped heavily, and filled the room with something unfamiliar: safety. Lily sat frozen at first, unsure whether she was dreaming, until a woman biker with silver braids slid into the booth across from her and said gently, "You didn't deserve any of that." Those words cracked something open. Lily cried then openly, shoulders shaking, the kind of cry that comes from years of swallowed pain finally being allowed to breathe. The silver-braided woman listened without interrupting, holding Lily's hands as if they were precious, as if they mattered. And when Lily apologized, because that's what broken people are taught to do, the woman shook her head firmly. "No, sweetheart, the world failed you today, not the other way around." Outside, police lights flashed, and the bullies were escorted past the windows, no longer loud, no longer laughing, their faces pale with the shock of consequences they had never believed would come.